Hey, what's up guys? This is the Enigma, and today we are going to be getting an A rank on every boss in Inkwell Isle 1 on normal difficulty. There is one tip I'll give that applies to any boss fight. If you tape down the X button, you can fire infinitely and have more freedom with your hands. Now, for obvious reasons, this trick doesn't apply to the charge shot. Because of that, whenever I use the charge shot for a boss, it will be the only weapon I use. With that out of the way, let's get these bosses taken care of. The first boss on the list is the Root Pack. The weapons you're going to want to use are the Spread Shot and the Pea Shooter. You're going to want the Energy Beam Super, and there is no need for an ability in this fight. The first phase is a potato. The potato will shoot 3 balls of dirt followed by a worm. He will do this 3 times in a row, with each volley getting progressively faster. Then he'll pause for a moment and repeat the process until he's killed. Make sure you parry the 3 worms, as they'll be the easiest parry opportunities in this fight. The second phase is an onion. The onion will appear from the ground in the center. He'll look to one side, then the other, and then start crying briefly, dropping 2 tears on either side of him from the top of the screen. He'll pause for a moment and then continue crying constantly until he's killed. The dropping of the tears doesn't seem to have a pattern and is entirely RNG. The third phase is a carrot. The carrot will appear in the background in the center. Standing directly below him is the most effective location to stay. He will fire a small volley, about 4 to 6, homing carrots from the top of the screen that can be destroyed. Firing straight up with the spread shot while making small adjustments to destroy carrots quickly will work the most efficiently. After the volley ends, the carrot will shoot a beam of rings from his third eye, which will be targeted to where you are when he fires it. He will fire 3 times in a row, then revert to the carrots, restarting the pattern until he is killed. The next boss is Goopy Le Grande. You're going to have the exact same layout. You're going to want the Spread Shot with the Pea Shooter, the Energy Beam Super, and no need for an ability. During the first phase, Goopy will jump at various distances 7 times in a row. After the 7th jump, he'll lean back and stretch forward. You only need to duck under this, so maintain your close range throughout this phase. He'll then repeat this pattern of attacks until phase 2. When phase 2 is activated, Goopy will pop a pill, spawning 3 pink question marks around him. These are the only parry opportunities of this boss fight, so you need to parry all 3. After he takes the pill, he'll grow larger, increasing his hitbox. He will continue the same pattern, jumping a few times, and then instead of lurching forward, will grow an arm with a boxing glove and punch with that. This phase can be dealt with the same as the first, just be wary of his increased size and leap distance. When phase 3 is activated, a tombstone will fall from the top of the screen, crushing Goopy. The only place you can deal damage to the tombstone is the face on the top. You can chase him from side to side until the moment he stops, which is when he'll slam his face onto the ground. As soon as he stops, you'll need to dash out of the way. Continue this process until he's beaten. The next boss on the list is going to be Hilda Berg. As this is an aerial boss fight, there is no need for a loadout. For the first phase, Hilda will continuously move vertically, bouncing between the top and bottom of the screen. She will release a Ha attack every 3 seconds. Once phase 2 is activated, she will launch to the left. She'll then come back on screen from the middle of the left side, reverting to the right. There will also be small blimp enemies that will appear periodically across the entire fight. Green blimps will fire a blast of 4 pellets, while purple blimps will only fire 1. The purple blimps are the only ones that can shoot a pink pellet instead. This is your best source of parries. During phase 2, Taurus will continue the same motion Hilda did, vertically moving on the right side. He will ram towards you around every 5 to 10 seconds, and he will continue this until the phase ends. Phase 3 is the exact same as phase 1, except that she will throw a tornado about every 10 seconds. The most effective way to dodge the tornado is to line up with it horizontally, then turn into the small plane and move as far vertically as you can in either direction, then move to the right to pass it. Phase 4 will start off the same as phase 2, with her shooting to the left and then returning from the left. Phase 4 will be either Sagittarius or Gemini. Sagittarius will shoot an arrow with 3 homing stars trailing it. I would move in a large circle around the stars and let them trail you for a couple rotations. Eventually, they'll just move off screen. Repeat this a few times until the next phase. If it's Gemini, they'll drop an energy ball at the center of the safe section of the screen. This energy ball will shoot a steady stream of bullets in a direction and rotate the bullet stream around the screen for 1 full rotation. If you kill them while the ball is still shooting, it will stay into the next phase until it is done. Phase 5 is identical to Phase 3 with an increase of the small blimps near the end of the phase. Hilda will turn into a crescent moon in the final phase. During this, the blimps will stop appearing and are replaced with stars drifting from the right to the left. Flying saucers will move from right to left at the top of the screen and shoot down a damaging tractor beam. Red saucers will shoot their beam when you're under them, so you'll need to move to the right as they move over you. Gold saucers will always shoot the beam as you are about to come under them, so you'll need to move forward to fake them out and retreat back. Using your super during this phase is ideal, as this is obviously the most difficult phase. Now, the second to last one is going to be Cagney Carnation. You're going to want the spread shot and the pea shooter. You're going to want your super to be invulnerability, and your ability should be auto parry. Despite having 4 different sections on the character progress line on the death menu, this boss fight only really has 2 phases. In phase 1, Cagney can do any of 3 attacks, seemingly in any order. He can use a seed Gatling gun, which he will fire straight up, causing 5 seeds to float down from the top of the screen. Blue seeds will spawn homing minions, while purple seeds will spawn stationary minions on the ground. A pink seed will always appear and will always be either the 3rd or 4th seed to drop. This is where you need to get your parries. If you miss it, it will spawn a seed that is invulnerable until it fires its projectile at you. Another attack he can do is lunge on either the top or bottom half of the screen. This is very well telegraphed by him folding his petals in and lining up with the half he will attack. The third attack will be him clapping his hands together, and when he separates them, he will spawn one of 2 projectiles. A white boomerang projectile that will move horizontally on the top half, then returning from the left on the bottom half. This can be jumped or ducked. The other is 3 vegetables that will launch at your current location. They all launch slightly staggered from one another. During phase 2, the bottom half is entirely inaccessible. Cagney will spawn pillars of thorny vines from the bottom, which are telegraphed by them grabbing the bottom of the platform before launching up to the top of the platform. These tend to pick 2 platforms at a time, but can sometimes only pick 1. This is the time to use the pea shooter over the spread shot in case you get stuck on the back platform. Using your invulnerability during this phase is best as well, as the warning to the vine pillars is very limited. Now the final and, in my opinion, most difficult boss fight in the first area, Ribby and Croaks. Again, you're going to want your weapons to be the spread shot and the pea shooter. Your super should be invulnerability, and your ability should be auto parry. In phase 1, each frog only has 1 attack and will only attack 1 at a time. It seems somewhat random who attacks first, but it's usually the tall frog. The tall frog will shoot out fireflies to the top of the screen, usually 2 at a time. While they move slowly and only deal contact damage, I would kill them as quickly as possible to be safe. The short frog will start windmilling his arms and will shoot flaming boxing gloves towards you in a pattern. The pattern is low, middle, high, middle, low, middle, high, middle, low. Some of these will be pink, which will be your best parry source. After the first pink glove, every third glove will also be pink, so it is easily predictable. In phase 2, the short frog will start doing a sonic spin, then do a slow roll over to the left side. After in place, the tall one will start spinning his body like a propeller, causing a current from the right side. The short one will start throwing energy balls that will bounce off the top and bottom of the screen from left to right. The easiest way to dodge these is when he fires them, move with the air current, giving you a speed boost to safely avoid them. Otherwise, deal all the damage to the tall frog. To start phase 3, the short frog will sonic it up again, rolling back to the right side into the tall frog's mouth, naturally turning them into a slot machine. While in the coin shooting phase, the slot machine is invulnerable. After firing 2 coins, the lever can be parried to pick what you'll be attacked with from 3 options. Keep in mind it will still fire coins until you parry the lever. One attack is green, which are platforms that will move from the slot machine to the left, moving progressively faster until they've stopped. I would suggest jumping 2 at a time, skipping 1 platform on every jump. Using the spread would be the best for this attack. The red attack has platforms that spawn at the vertical center of the screen and will wait a moment before firing a jet of flames from above or below them. If you have good reflexes, stay close and use the spread shot, as this will obviously deal more damage. If you need time to react, stay safe and use the pea shooter from afar. The orange attack is, in my opinion, the worst. There will be platforms moving at the bottom of the screen, much like the green attack. In addition to increasing speed, however, there will be balls bouncing in and out of each platform. Fortunately, the safe spots for each ball bounce will be in the same location for each platform. Using the pea shooter at the left of the screen will be your best bet here. The best time to use invulnerability is the second half of any of these attacks. This has been an A-rank guide to all Inkwell 1 bosses on normal difficulty. If you have any extra questions, please let me know in the comment section below. If you watched this video and it was helpful, a like would be very much appreciated. Thank you guys again for watching, and this is the Enigma, signing off.